if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on.
Hey, it's Mspaigealexia and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time seeing me, my name is Paige, but here on YouTube and other social media sites, I go by Mspaigealexia. So if this is your first time stumbling across my channel, know that we do a little sprinkle of everything over here. We do some beauty, fashion, vlogs, and chit chats about life, growth, business, and everything under the sun. So if any of that interests you, make sure you press that subscribe button so you're notified every time I post a video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's get into this video because I have so much to talk about. If you guys see me looking down, I am about to put on some nails. So I have some nails on right now, but they're really old. They have a little bit of like hair dye on them and it's just not giving. So they're ready to come off too. Like you probably can't see, but they're like just very fragile. So I'm about to take them off and I'm going to put some new ones on while I just chit chat with you guys about stuff that's just been going on. Like I just feel like there has been so much stuff going on in my life for the past 2 weeks. Like it's giving I don't know, I'm just all over the place. Just know that the devil has really been trying me lately. Like he has really been trying to make an appearance in my life, and I feel like when a lot of bad stuff is happening, or when you're being inconvenienced, or when you feel like the devil is just really trying to get at you and he's really trying to like steal your spirit, is when something good is about to happen. And that's what I just keep saying to myself. Like I've been putting in the work, I've been like being positive, I've been trying to break bad habits. Like I really just been getting into my bag lately, and I just feel like the devil sees that and he's just trying to knock me off course. And I'm just like, no ma'am. Like I'm really trying not to allow him to get the best of me. I tried to film this as a get ready with me chat literally like an hour ago. I'll even throw in a clip so y'all can see, but it was just so much stuff inconveniencing me. Like mind you, this is the second time I'm trying to film this video. So the first time I tried to film it, which was on Friday, today is Sunday, so I tried to film it on Friday, and I was literally setting up like my equipment, my camera, my lights, and I used my laptop computer as like a screen to see myself so I could make sure that, you know, everything's still working. So I have my laptop like right here. So normally y'all know I do my flower wall. I'm in my like different area of my studio today, but I normally do my flower wall when I do get ready with me because that's where I do my makeup. So I'm like setting everything up, getting it all ready. Okay, this is not coming off. Come on. Okay, I finally got that off. I was struggling just now. But yeah, so I was trying to film that video on Friday and my camera just would not connect to my laptop so that I can see the video. Like I was trying everything. It just kept saying the USB is messed up, the USB is doing this, and I'm just like, huh? Like, and you know, I forgot like 2 or 3 weeks ago I did a reset settings. Like I reset the settings on my what do you call it, on my camera, because I was trying to just, you know, I was just playing around with the edits and playing around with some of the features and settings on my camera just to, you know, up the quality, make sure I'm using the best, you know, settings so that my camera produces the best quality. So I just reset the settings, and you know, I didn't think nothing of it until Friday when I was trying to hook it up to my laptop. And I'm like, my job, I got up, I like did my hair, like I was ready, I set up everything. That just flipped off. That's how you know these are ready to come off. I had everything set up and ready, and then it was like I spent 2 hours. I lied to y'all not. Like I wish I would have like took a picture of it or something, but I spent literally 2 hours trying to figure out why my camera wasn't connecting and why it wasn't trying to record. Mind y'all, I'm like, I'm an hour in, I'm like, okay, it's an hour in. Like mind you, I don't like to record all day long. Like I don't like it to be an all day process. Like I know that at some point when I'm able to produce more content more and more, I'm gonna have to do that. But it's like I want to still like, it was really nice on Friday. Like I wanted to get out the house for a good second while the sun was still out. Like I was trying to just record, get it done, and film on, I mean not film, and edit on Saturday. So I spent literally 2 hours trying to figure out why the heck my camera wasn't hooking up to my laptop and it wasn't recording. Like it literally took me 2 hours. So yeah, I just couldn't get it together. Like I just could not get it together on Friday, and I was so over it. But I just told myself, like, I'm not going to get upset, I'm not going to get mad, I'm not going to, you know, allow this frustration to continue. I'm gonna just pack it up and try again. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. So, and then me trying to film this today, I was trying to film it today earlier, like I said, as I get ready with me, doing my hair, my makeup, and stuff was just inconveniencing me. Like it was just so much going on. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just do my makeup first, do my hair, and then I'm gonna sit down and just talk. Maybe it's not meant for me to do a get ready with me. Maybe I need to switch up the content and do more of like chit chats, which is something that I've been trying to implement more, but I just haven't been able to get a chance to do it. So that's how my today went. So it's currently 3:18. I was up at like 11. Well, I was getting ready to film at like 11:12, and it's currently 3:18. So all that stuff that happened from 12 o'clock till like 2:30, and I'm just sitting down recording. Like so just like, but I'm not mad today. I'm just like, all right, whatever, like I'm not tripping. But anyway, some other things that's been going on in my life that's been inconveniencing me is my birthday. Like, so this is the thing. January going into February. Ooh, my hands look so terrible. January going into February, I feel like I was so on my game. You know what I mean? Like I was doing batch content. I was preparing my content before I was even, you know, about to post it. My budget was doing, like I was doing good and sticking to my budget. I'm still doing really good with my budget though, but I was doing really good sticking to my budget. I was, you know, just kind of like chilling more and just focusing more. I was crossing off a lot of things on my list. I was just getting so much stuff done. Like February was such a good and positive month. And then I feel like once I got to March, it was just like, what happened? Like it was just like I was so just feeling blah. Like I was just depleted, like just not feeling it. And I don't feel like I was overworking, or like, you know how you say like you overwork or you drain yourself, because I wasn't necessarily I had already prepared work. Like I was already preparing my work and I was managing my time, so it wasn't like I was overdoing it. So I'm not sure if it was necessarily me feeling overworked or feel like I was just doing too much. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I was doing too much. I don't know, I just was a weird energy that came over me. And again, to what I was saying in my first point, I just feel like the devil is really like, he's trying to really fight. He wants to see me in the ring because he sees that I'm changing my mindset. He sees that I'm breaking old habits. He sees that I'm moving forward and I'm, you know, checking off goals on my list. And he's like, oh no, like no way. Like no, I liked her better when she was sad and depressed and, you know, not doing nothing. Now that he sees that I'm, you know, getting out of that state and I'm working towards some stuff, he just be trying to show up. And I'm just like, you should mind your business. This don't have nothing to do with you. But I just feel like, you know, that's just how it works. That's just how he works. That's just what happens. So that's how I know it's some good things coming. And I can't allow these energies to make me feel like down, like not wanting to do anything. So I really just been feeling that way. And something, well, I feel like I'm jumping from point to point. But in saying that, one reason why I feel like that too is because I've had this feeling since March started of not wanting to celebrate myself. Like I feel because I haven't, so I have these goals that I want to reach this year, right? A lot of us put together goals, to put together our vision boards and all that stuff, all that beautiful and great stuff that we want to do and we aspire to achieve within, you know, like a year or a few months or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm not the type of person who, well, I was, but I feel like I worked through not getting all of my stuff done within that year or within that few months. It's kind of like it still can work out for you. Like just because you don't achieve it within that year or within that month or within that week or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean that it's not for you or you can't do it. Sometimes you just have to go back to the drawing board and adjust, you know. So I'm not that type of person that will beat myself up about it, but it's also like, if I set these goals, I should be at least doing something to get towards them, and not just, you know, sitting on it, being lazy, or choosing to be distracted by other things. Like, I should be working towards these goals. So it's kind of like, when I look at my, you know, my vision board and my goals that I set for myself this year, I just feel behind, you know. Like, and you're probably like, oh my gosh, it's March, like we just started the year. But it's like, yeah, we just started the year and it's March. You get what I'm saying? Like, before you know it, it'll be June and we'll be 6 months in. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's how I've been feeling, and it's not a good feeling. I don't like that. And I just don't feel the need to celebrate myself, because it's like, what am I celebrating? Like, if I haven't achieved this goal and that goal, what the heck am I celebrating? What is there to really celebrate? You know what I mean? And I should not feel like that. I don't want to feel like that. But it's just, that's just my mindset right now, and I'm trying to get out of it, because I don't want to be in that, because I don't want to feel so unsatisfied. Like, every time I do something, I'm unsatisfied with that. Every time I do something, you know, the next thing, I'm unsatisfied with that, and I just feel like I don't want to celebrate myself because I'm not doing this, that, and that, instead of celebrating, you know, my present moment and my current situation. So I have a birthday in April, and I don't want to do anything. Like I told y'all, I don't feel the need to celebrate. So it's feeling like, you know, why spend money or do things to celebrate my birthday when I know I have to get this done, when I know I have to get that done, when I have to do this, that, and that. Like, it just doesn't feel right to celebrate my birthday if I haven't achieved other things. And I don't want to feel that way, though. I don't want to not celebrate my birthday, because it's like, so many people who don't get to not only celebrate their birthday, like, they may not even have the financial means, they may not have people around them to celebrate, or however they may feel. Sometimes you can celebrate by yourself, but maybe they're not in the right mental state. Some people don't even get the chance or the opportunity to live their 20s, or to experience their 20s the way that they like, or some people don't even make it to see their 20s. So it's like, I don't like to feel that way about not being able to celebrate myself, but at the same time, it's just like, I'm really not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. And I don't want to get to a point, like I said, of feeling so always unsatisfied, and just feeling like, you know, just making an excuse to not be happy. And I just feel like that's what I was talking about in the beginning again. Like, that's just the devil trying to, you know, just play with your mind, like, make you feel like you aren't good enough to do, you know, to have certain things in your life, because you aren't doing this and aren't doing that, when you should be able to be happy and grateful for where you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with being grateful for where you are right now and still wanting more, but not to the point where every time you know, achieve something, you're just so unsatisfied, you're just on to the next thing, and you don't even take a deep breath and be grateful for where you are and celebrate where you are right now. Because there was a point where you was praying to be in this space, you were trying to manifest to be in this space, you were putting in the work to be where you are right now. So it's like, that's still something to celebrate. But, and that's what I'm saying, you see, I can say that out loud, but then that other side right there is just like, who cares, shut up, what you celebrating, you know? It's just something about birthdays. Is just, birthdays are supposed to be celebratory, they're supposed to be fun, and I just feel like birthdays have always been, well, not always, but they've become so stressful. Like, there's this big expectation of how birthdays are supposed to be, what should happen, gotta do this, gotta do that, and it's just so much stress that leads up to the birthday that you don't even like want to celebrate. Like, and not just my birthday, just any birthday. Like, birthdays have become just so stressful and just so much. It's like, if we supposed to be celebrating, as I said, life, like, why does it feel like so stressful and so forced, and just so much expectation of perfection for birthdays that it's like not enjoyable? And no one wants to feel like that. Like, if we're gonna have a good time, let's have a good time, you know? I don't want to feel like it's a burden. Like, I don't want to feel like celebrating your birthday is just like a burden. Like, here it comes again, here's another birthday, like, gotta do this, gotta do that. Like, it's just not a fun feeling. And that's just how I've been feeling about birthdays. And again, I don't want to feel like that, but that's just the energy that it's been giving. So I actually, and you know, people have been asking me too. That's another thing. Like, people been texting me, asking me like, oh, your birthday is coming up, you know, like Aries season. I'm an Aries baby. Aries season is coming up. Like, what you gonna do? And I'm just like, nothing. nothing. And people are just like, huh? And I'm like, nothing. I'm over it. I'm over birthdays. I'm over celebrating birthdays. And I can't take it. And I've even seen people on TikTok talk about it. Like, there's a new trend where it's like things that you hate now, or things that starting to, you know, like you start not to like. And then people put, I'm gonna put like a thing up there because I don't know how to explain it, but people put like phrases and words and situations and, you know, just like things, physical things, mental things, all that stuff up there about what they're starting to just not like. And I saw a few people put birthdays, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel the same. Like, birthdays just don't feel like a celebration anymore. They just feel like, yeah, they just feel like stress. But yeah, my friends are not feeling me, not wanting to celebrate, but I'm trying to get out of that feeling, and they've brought me ideas of like what we can do. But it's just like, do I really want to like celebrate? And that's another thing, like with celebrating too, is especially if like you go out of town or something and you know that you have priorities and obligations at home, it's something about going out of town and having a good time and then coming back to reality, and you're just like, ugh, like, baby, I'm trying to create a life where I don't need a vacation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my life to be perfect. Like, I know it's always going to be ups and downs in life, but like when I go on vacation, I don't want to have so much fun on vacation and then come back home and I'm just like mentally drained all over again, and I'm just not feeling it all over again. Like, nobody wants to feel like that. Like, I want to come back home and still feel like I'm, you know, excited and happy and get into it. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna feel like that. I feel like when I go out of town, when I come home, I have obligations that I'm just like over. I'm just over those obligations, and I don't feel like being obligated to do them. And it's just like a temporary feeling. I don't like that. Like, I want to be excited and happy about life all the time, not just when I go on vacation, because I can go on vacation or I can go celebrate and do something, and then Monday morning here I'm back at it and I'm just like, just drained. So those are the things that's been going through my mind, and like for me not, like the reason for me not wanting to celebrate. But I don't know, I feel like talking about it, because I've been talking about it literally to everybody this week, because everybody been asking me the same thing, and I'm starting to feel that feeling of like, okay, let me just push myself to celebrate, because maybe it's not literally me, you know, maybe it is that negative energy that's trying to latch on to me and make me feel like celebrating is a bad thing. I don't want to associate celebrating with as a bad thing at all. Like, I don't want to feel this way, but that's just how I'm feeling. So I told myself this week, I'm like, maybe I should force myself to do things that I say that I don't want to do or don't feel like doing, you know what I mean, and just see what happens. Like, literally outsmart my mind and not allow my mind to make me feel like I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that, and to do it anyway. And then by the end of the week, we'll see how I feel. Like, is it that negative energy? Is it my mind trying to push me to do something that's more comfortable and trying to keep me out of harm's way? You know how they say your mind like keeps you comfortable and keeps you in the same habits because it's not used to like change, or you're doing something different. Like, maybe that's, you know, what's going on. So I'll probably challenge myself this week and see what happens, see the outcome. Okay, so let me go wash my hands real quick, and then I'll be back so I can put on my nails and we can keep a chat. Okay, so I'm back. So I finally sorted out these nails, so now I'm gonna put them on and we're just gonna keep chatting. So let me tell y'all this backstory. 3 months ago, I had saw this like business opportunity for like my brand, and I was like, oh, I should do this, you know what I mean? It's like something light, something slight, but you know, I should do it. Like, it's going to be beneficial for me, my business, and my brand. But then I saw other people, you know, like on TikTok talking about it. I looked at some YouTube videos about it. So let me look at the comments and see what people in the comments saying about, you know, this opportunity. So people in the comments were saying like, oh yeah, like that sounds like a good idea, like I want to try that, oh yeah, that's nice, that's cool, like thanks for sharing, you know, stuff like that. And then I seen a lot of other people saying like, oh yeah, I applied for this and I tried to do it, but you know, I got denied, or they didn't accept my application, People in the comments was asking, you know, like, can you tell us the requirements? I was looking at those type of, you know, comments. Okay, so what's the requirements to apply for this? How many people are getting approved for this? How, you know, is there other opportunities that come with it? Like, what's the details? So there were some people who said like, okay, this is the qualifications, this is what you have to have, this is what you got to do. So me being me, I'm like, dang, I don't have none of that. Like, not none of that. Like, I had like maybe like 2 out of the 6 different things that they were saying that they had to do to, you know, get approved by this thing. So, and that was 3 months ago. So I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, I'm gonna let it go. It's not that serious. Like, it's going to be another opportunity for me to do this thing, or something else bigger and better is going to come. So this week I was like, it came up again, like that same opportunity. I kept seeing stuff about it. It was like, you know, people kept talking about it, especially on like TikTok. So I'm like, is this a sign for me to just still apply? You know, like, I can apply for something. Just because I get denied or don't work don't mean that you can't apply for it again. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to apply again. One nail done, one hand done. So I'm like, all right, let me just try it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they deny me, if I don't get it, it is what it is. Not really tripping, like, whatever. So on, like, so Thursday night, so many days involved. Thursday night, I was like, all right, let me just do it. Like, it shouldn't be that long of a process, and it didn't take me that long. Like, you know, like, fill out some questions, enter some information, So I was like, okay, cool. Like, and they said it was going to take them like a week or 2 to get back to me to let me know, you know, if they accept me, or, you know, if they had any questions, blah blah blah. So literally that Friday, I had opened my laptop. Mind you, I hadn't looked at it since that Thursday night. So I opened my laptop, and when I opened it, it was still in my email, because, you know, I had sent in my information. I was just, you know, how they sent automated messages. I was just looking at it. So I ended up opening my email, and it was still on that same page. So I'm like, So I opened the next email, and it said like, oh, let me see what it said. I have my phone right here. Yep, it said, welcome to the blank 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 program. Now you're eligible to, you know, be a part of this. This is the steps that you need to follow to continue, you know, being a part of this program. Like, make sure you put in this information, fill out your profile. So when it said that, I'm like, like, is this still the confirmation that I applied, not the confirmation that I, you know, got approved? So they gave me like a login. So I'm like, let me look at the login and see. So I looked at the login, like my login information on the site, and it said like that I was approved and I was ready to go. In less than 24 hours, I was approved. So I'm like, OMG, like, this is the sign. Like, this is the sign for me to just keep going, doing what I need to do. So it's just like, that's just what I've been struggling with. Like, it's like so many things that's keep good that's happening, and then I'm inconvenienced, or something bad happens after it, and I choose to focus on the bad. That was just that was so crazy to me, because I honestly didn't think too much about it. In my head, I'm like, they may just deny me, but that's okay. Like, at least I tried. At least I know that I'm not, you know, applicable at this time. Like, I can always just do it later. But it was like, no, you're qualified right now. And it's so funny, because I had talked to like my friends later on that day, and I was just like, because I was reflecting on it so much, because I just felt like so much good had happened that morning. And then when I tried to film the video, it was just like, why is this happening? Like, what is going on? All this good that's been happening, like, keep the good coming. So I was telling my friends, like, you know, God will confirm you in places and spaces that you think you're not qualified for. And I had to realize that about my own, like, you know, my own life. Like, I was waiting for that denied message. Like, I was waiting to not achieve this and that thing, because I was just already in a rut, and already feeling like I don't want to celebrate myself. I was already feeling like I don't want to celebrate. I'm not really feeling it this month. Like, it's just not going good for me. Like, I'm just not feeling it. So I was already prepared to just receive that, like, oh, we denied you because of this, that, and that. Like, try again. I was already expecting that to happen, but it didn't. And I realized, like, at the end of the day, I don't have the final say. Like, I don't. Like, all I can do is put in the work, be honest about it, be trustworthy, be committed, be consistent, and just be myself. And I just have to know that doing that is enough to get to, you know, the next thing in my life, or to just be blessed with things by just being appreciative of the work that I put in now, and know that that work is good enough to be recognized in the spaces and the places that it needs to be recognized. And I had to understand that, like, you know, God isn't just gonna be trusting in what He's gonna provide, because He knows what's best. Because sometimes you can apply for stuff and think that you should get it, or that it's yours, or that it's for you, when it's not. not because you aren't good enough, but because there's something else that's better. And you just have to understand that, and that's something I have to understand. And like I'm talking to myself here too. I'm repeating it to myself that I just have to understand that I don't have the final say, and it's not fair to me to allow that negative energy and that negativity to take over and push me to be negative in all areas of my life. Because you know, once when some negativity going on, it disperses everywhere. When I say everywhere, like it disperses everywhere in all areas of your life. That negative energy is showing up. It's showing up. It really is, and it can just, it's so depleting of your energy. So now the nails are basically on, it's just like this a crazy like bright blue. My hands are really ashy, like I have masculine hands. But yeah, the nails are on, so I'm gonna just shape them up a little bit, and then sometimes they be having that little thing right there. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna just shape them. I'm just file them a little bit with my filer, and then they'll be ready to go. I left my cuticle oil. I need to get my cuticle oil to put around my cuticles. But yeah, so another thing, and like I was saying with that like good things happening and bad things happening, and I'm choosing to focus on the bad. Another thing that happened to me this week is I realized that I accomplished a goal, and I was so focused on the bad things that was happening that I wasn't sitting there celebrating that goal. So I'm gonna try to put it right here, maybe a picture of it. But in February, one of my February goals was to make it to 200 followers on TikTok, and to get to 2,400, I think 400 on Instagram, like followers. So I was posting, like I had so much content for February. I was posting like crazy on February, and I ended up getting to 200 followers. I actually got more than 200 followers. Like I went from like 80 to like 300 something by the end of February. That's something to celebrate, you know what I mean? But of course, I just haven't been feeling that. But I looked at it and I was like, wow, like I really did that. Like I really put in the work, and I was really interacting and engaging and just putting myself out there. And it went from literally like 80 something to almost, well, I'm almost like 400 something now, about to be 500. And that was a goal for February, to reach 200. February, like it was like the second week of February, and I was already at 200. So it was just like, it just kept building and building and building based off of me, you know, like I said, interacting and engaging and just posting my content. And I didn't even realize that I had did it until I just sat down and looked at my planner and looked at my goal board, and I was like, OMG, like I did that. Like it really happened. But that's another thing. It's just like, okay, if I'm sitting here, and mind you, in February I didn't really do nothing. Like I haven't been doing nothing. I've just been chilling and focusing on my work, focusing on my craft, focusing on me. Like I haven't really been going out and really doing too much, like not really much at all. So that's what I was like, that's what's confusing me. Like that's why I'm feeling kind of weird about it, because for these past like 2 months, like January and February, I've been just, like I said, to myself, low, focusing on myself, focusing on my business, and I've been seeing, you know, some type of growth. Now that I look back on it, there has been some type of growth that's happening by me just staying still and working towards my goals, and not necessarily allowing, you know, not necessarily being distracted and doing this and doing that and putting myself here and putting my energy there, putting my money here, putting my money, like me just literally sitting still and putting the work into my business and my brand is paying off in a way. So it's like, if I get off course and do something else, it's like, is it gonna, you know, mess up what I got going on? And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. And I think that's what's throwing me off, is that I don't know the answer to that. Because who doesn't want to celebrate and do something for their birthday? But at the same time, when you're focused on your goals, when you're focused on, you know, doing things to get to the next phase of your life, when you're trying to, you know, just achieve something, you have to sacrifice, or you have to just take a chill. Like you can't always be this place and that place when you know that you have to. That's like school. Like you can't be going out and hanging out with your friends, or even hanging out with your family, or going to go do this thing and do that thing when you know you got a paper due at 11:59. Yeah, I'm so like, the devil is really trying me here. Like, we're not even gonna talk about what just happened, but anyway, the point that I was making with just celebrating like those small goals that I've been achieving for February and like going into March. That was one thing that made me feel like I couldn't go out and do anything, or I just can't go out and do anything, because January and February I feel like I was putting in some work, you know what I mean? Like I was putting in some work, I was putting out some content, like I was saying, I was working on my business, I was, you know, saving money. Like I was doing so much that I know that was helping me prepare towards the things that I'm trying to achieve this year. And there's those small goals have been happening. I've been achieving those things. I've been checking stuff off my list, even if it's something small. It's like I'm doing those things. So it just feels so weird to go and celebrate or like go do something, because I feel like then I'll be distracted, if that makes sense. Like say in an instance, if I'm trying to like buy a car, I can't buy a car and be outside like at brunch, at a day party. I can't be going on trips. I can't be, you know, like eating out every night, because I have to save my money, you know, to buy a car. Like buying a car isn't cheap, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still something that you have to put money towards, no matter, you know, unless you know you got it like that. But like regardless of what my financial situation may be, it's still like I have to manage my finances and be smart about how I'm spending my money if I know that I'm trying to achieve this thing. And that's how I feel. Like I can't be spending a lot of money out here in the street if I know that I have priorities to take care of. And I just feel like I have been taking care of those priorities, and I've been doing a good job at it. So it's so hard to do other things, because I just feel like I'm gonna be distracted from that. And like I was saying before, like I don't want to go off on a, you know, on a different path and do this and do that, and then when I come back, like those priorities are still gonna be there. Like I'm gonna still have to get it done. I just feel like I wasted some time in doing this, that, and that, and not focusing on the goal. But again, that other side of me is like, you have to have a good balance of like having fun and putting in the work into like your career, work-life balance, you know, like work-life balance. And I don't have a life balance right now. Like for me, it's just like let's work, like let's just take a break from doing anything else. Like of course I could do a little bit of something, but like not really nothing. Like let's just take a break from doing the most like I normally do, and just sit back and focus on your work and focus on your craft, because sometimes you got to take that break. So it's just like I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should be still celebrating life while also trying to achieve these things, these big goals that I know that I have, or literally take a break from, you know, just doing things that I normally would do and actually sit down and just focus on my life and focus on my business. But let me know in the comments. Let's have some conversation in the comments about how y'all feel. Like, have you ever been in a space where like you want to celebrate yourself and you want to celebrate life, but that just seems like a distraction from you actually working on things that you know that you need to accomplish and get done in your life? Like, how do you work-life balance when you know that, you know, sometimes life, you can be so consumed in life that you don't focus on the work part, or you could be so consumed in work that you don't focus on the life part. Like, I'm having such a hard time doing that, and right now it's giving no fun, like no fun for me, like just all work. And it's like, I don't want to look back on this year and be like, OMG, I should have focused more, or I should have done this, or I should have done that, because I have done that. I've looked back in the past and looked at those things like, OMG, I should have been more focused in this area, or I knew I could have been doing this, or I knew I should have been doing that, and I wasn't doing it. And then now I'm in the present moment, which was the future at that moment, and I'm like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I'm tired of being a shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know? Like, I don't want to be that person. Like, I want to say that I focused on this thing, I went hard for that, and I made sure that I showed up for this part in this area of my life so that I can get to the next thing. And I just had to sacrifice not dibbling dabbling in everything else to put all my focus on work. That's just how I feel. So that's just where I am, and just celebrating myself, and really having that conversation just made me realize too, like, where it's coming from. So it's not that I don't want to have fun and I don't want to celebrate and I don't want to be involved in, you know, just my life, my friends' life, family life, all that, but it's just like this thing over here needs my attention, and it needs my attention for the benefit of my future. Come on, y'all. Like, am I making sense here? Let me know if I'm making sense, and let me know if you understand, and if you're either on the same page as me or you've been there. Like, Somebody help me clarify. I did finish my nails. I showed y'all them at first, but I'm showing them again. I like the blue. I'm ready for springtime, so I thought this was a cute like blue to help bring in the spring. And I think that's my cue because the heater just came on and I hate the noise that it makes in the background of my videos, but because it just came on, that means I need to shut up in the video. Let me know how y'all feel. I would love to chat more about it. Make sure y'all check me out on all my social medias, which I'll link below. On my TikTok, my Instagram, I have been very active on those, which is a lot of work, but I've been very active on those. So if I'm not posting a video on YouTube, you can also chat with me, connect with me on TikTok and on Instagram. So I'll put those links below. Make sure y'all check out my website, which I'll put right here and in the description below. On there I have my blog posts. I have just like some fashion tips, beauty tips, some products that I like, anything that's involving me, whether it's my personal life or my business. I'm putting it on my website so you can find all that stuff on there. So thank you guys again for tuning into this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.